Identification.
NPP flag bearer Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia promises massive infrastructure for Oti region should he win election 2024.
Nana Ebo Ningina, Regional Administration Officer, 80% complete here. Just a measure say a complete 100%. Regional Hospital, Yensi. Just a measure say yesi Regional Hospital.
Meanwhile, NDC running mate Professor Nana Jane Opokwajiman cancels her campaign in the Bawku enclave and calls for calm following growing ethnic tensions in the area.
Try to cooperate, to build unity even among ourselves, and be able to look forward to a more peaceful future. The issue of peace is very important for all of us, no matter what.
We're grateful that you join us for the Channel 1 newsroom on Channel 1 television. Now, in an historic breakthrough, Ghana's Minister for Foreign Affairs, Shirley Ayoko Botwe, has been elected as the first African to serve as Secretary General of the Commonwealth. Winning in a decisive vote, her election represents a remarkable achievement for Ghana and the entire African continent. City News' Kennedy Chumese looks at the key moments leading to her election.
The race for Commonwealth Secretary General began nearly a year ago, with Ghana's Foreign Minister Shirley Ayoko Botwe joining a field of seasoned diplomats.
I am Shirley Ayoko Botwe. I'm honored to be the candidate of the Republic of Ghana for the position of Secretary General of the Commonwealth when heads of state meet in Samoa in October this year to elect one. I'm inspired by Kente, the colorful hand-woven fabric and emblem of Ghanaian and West African culture and style. Its array of threads weaves a tapestry that expresses unity and beauty in diversity. Each strand counts and affirms and strengthens the other, bringing the whole to life. This is how I perceive the Commonwealth.
Her candidacy generated excitement throughout Ghana, where citizens proudly celebrated her as an accomplished African leader and Ghanaian. She visited key leaders, including former President John Agyekum Kufuor, the Gamanche Kintakite Kochu II, and the Foreign Affairs Committee in Parliament. With extensive experience as Ghana's foreign minister and a firm stance on issues impacting the developing world, Madame Botwe emerged as a strong contender from the outset. Throughout her campaign, she has also met with leaders outside of Ghana to seek their support. Key among them were leaders and representatives of Tuvalu, New Zealand, among others. She also met with leader of Brunei Jerusalem, Board of Governors in London, among others. However, the competition was intense, with top rivals including Dr. Mamadou Tangara, the Gambia's Minister of Foreign Affairs, and Senator Joshua Setipa from Lesotho. Against all odds, Shirley Ayoko Botwe secured a historic victory in 2024, becoming the common over from Patricia Scotland. In her address, she called on the Secretary General-elect to lead with service.
And it is the flame of opportunity which I will pass with pride and gratitude to my successor as Secretary General, who will be able to continue the journey of reform, delivery, and leadership.
Her campaign strategy was marked by tactics and diplomacy, building alliances and positioning herself as the candidate most attuned to the needs of developing Commonwealth nations. Her approach resonated with nations across Africa, the Caribbean, and the Pacific who advocate for increased representation and reform within the Commonwealth. Madame Botwe's extensive African diplomatic network provided a solid foundation, securing substantial backing from the continent.
The Commonwealth Secretary General position is a political one. It requires extensive political and international leadership experience. I come with over 2 decades of political leadership experience and vast networks across the ECOWAS region, the UN, and on the Security Council, also working with the G7, and elsewhere across the globe and in Africa. This more than qualifies me to offer myself for the position of Secretary General.
President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo praised her achievement, noting her dedication and character. In a tweet, he said, "Today I feel a deep sense of pride and joy in congratulating Shirley Ayoko Botchwey on her election as the next and 7th Secretary General of the Commonwealth. As the first Ghanaian to hold this position, her selection speaks to the strength of her character and her dedication to service, as well as to the esteem in which our nation Ghana is held amongst her peers. I am confident that with Shirley Ayoko Botchwey at the helm, we will see the Commonwealth flourish, standing as a beacon of cooperation and strength of its people." Other prominent leaders, including President of Nigeria Ahmed Tinubu, welcomed the new leadership. In a statement, he said, "While looking forward to working with the incoming Secretary General to advance the Commonwealth's vision of fostering peace, equity and prosperity for all member nations, Nigeria is committed to championing a Commonwealth that prioritizes strengthening intra-Commonwealth trade, African exports, and a unified presence at the United Nations." Other notable persons, including legal practitioner Gabi Otridako, also celebrated her success. He said, "Ghana is very proud of you. We only hope you get the support to reform the Commonwealth in ways that make it relevant to the totality of the 2.7 billion populations with a combined GDP of some $13.1 trillion. In a tweet of appreciation, Madame Botchwey shared, "Truly humbled by the overwhelming support of the Commonwealth heads of government in selecting me as the incoming Secretary General of the Commonwealth. The work indeed lies ahead. As Secretary General, Madame Botchwey will play a pivotal role in promoting cooperation across 56 nations, from small island states to major global economies. She will oversee the Secretariat's work on human rights, governance, economic development, and social justice."
Now, the Member of Parliament for Bole Bamboi, Yusuf Suleiman, has announced his intentions to petition Speaker Alban Bagbin to establish a committee to investigate those responsible for the recall of parliamentary business. He alleges that some MPs had their signatures submitted on their behalf while they were out of the country. Suleiman's announcement follows remarks from the MP for South Dai Roxy Nelson Dapamakbo, who noted that the NDC caucus intends to seek an injunction against the majority caucus regarding the recall proposal. This report is by Daniel Odrobensa.
The Majority Caucus in Parliament has issued a recall request from Speaker Alban Bagbin's indefinite suspension of parliamentary sessions due to low MP attendance. This suspension has intensified tensions in Parliament as the minority Supreme Court ruling. The Majority Caucus argues that the suspension could delay critical government business, leading to their recall request. However, some minority MPs have raised doubts about the legitimacy of this recall. Speaking on City FM Channel 1 TV's Weekend Current Affairs program, The Big Issue, Yusuf Suleiman alleged that signatures were added to the recall petition without the knowledge of some Majority Caucus members.
It is fraudulent. They believe in fraud. And so he shouldn't admit it. That is the second issue.
But wait, if you take out those names, they still meet the one.
No, it's not. No. How will I know that the rest were there to sign? There must be some investigation. So I'm calling on the Speaker to put up a committee to investigate the list and to be sure that if it means calling each one of them one after the other to find out whether indeed they signed the document, the committee should do that.
Suleiman accused Majority Leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin of focusing on legal technicalities rather than fostering the consensus needed for effective parliamentary operations.
The way to go would have been for the minority side, led by Afenyo-Markin,
well, I need to be sure,
to engage Speaker,
engage
some stakeholders. And don't forget, when Speaker was ruling, when he was adjourning the House Senate, he said that he was going to do consultations. One would have thought that Afenyo-Markin would have learned a lesson from that and take advantage of that. By now, you should have constituted some group to meet with the Speaker, and then we'll begin to chart the way forward. But where he's going, I can tell you, he's failed.
Meanwhile, Parliamentary Network Africa voiced concern over the ongoing lack of consensus within the 8th Parliament. Clement Akolo serves as the network's communications officer.
The consensus building has not been top-notch. We have had a lot of tensions right from beginning. And when it came to the passage of some controversial bills like the levy and all those things, we didn't see them agreeing more and more. What we want to see more is more agreement.
Additionally, Kingsley Buedu, a member of the New Patriotic Party's legal directorate, criticized the minority for its firm stance in claiming the majority position.
What I foresee as a challenge is the intransigence taken by the NDC on this issue. To the extent that there's even the pedantry of it, some of it pedantic. My brother is sitting here saying that because the word majority has been used. Come on. How does that help Ghana?
The Majority Caucus in Parliament has emphasized the urgency of reconvening to address pressing legislative matters, asserting that the current impasse needs to be resolved to facilitate effective governance. For Channel 1 News, my name is Daniel Rodro Mensah.
Let's do stories related to the 2024 elections now. Now, flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has promised massive infrastructure development to the people of the OT region. Dr. Bawumia, on his first day of campaigning in the region, listed conversion of OT nursing training to a university status, construction of a multi-purpose sports center as some of the projects to be anticipated. In the following report, Channel 1 News' Hansen Ajiman looks at the campaigns of the NPP presidential ticket.
Dr. Bawumia for the past week literally has taken the war to the home grounds of the NDC, campaigning in the Volta region. The party hierarchy has expressed satisfaction at the numbers that the campaign stops attracted. The team has moved the possibility bars to the OT region, sharing why Dr. Bawumia should be made to succeed Nana Akufo-Addo. In an engagement in Karachi, one of the chiefs expressed admiration for how Dr. Bawumia has carried himself in politics.
Nanano of Karachi East have been following your campaign with great interest and admiration. Your campaign, which is grounded on evidence, is issue-based and devoid of insults.
Dr. Bawumia promised to address key infrastructure problems facing the new region.
Nana Ebo Ningina, Regional Administration Officer, 80% complete here. Just a measure say a completely 100%. Regional Hospital, Yen see. Just a measure say yes, Regional Hospital. More you hear university. The good news, they say we are already on the way. Dambai teacher training is going to be upgraded to become a university. I know we are working on it. More here, multi-purpose sports complex. And also, as a region, you have to have one. That is the benefit of a region. You need a multi-purpose. So, make sure say, and also, you pay.
His running mate, Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, campaigned in the Greater Accra region, where he took a swipe at NDC MPs for what he described as disruptive behavior in Parliament.
No, we want to employ nurses. NDC say no. We want to employ teachers. NDC say no. We want to employ police. NDC say no. We want to employ doctors. NDC say no. Hey, we want to employ fire service. NDC says no. We went to Parliament 3 days ago. ND cannot go to the ballot box and win election. So they started fighting in Parliament. Even supposedly sensible, rational people When you come and sit on my chair, I will beat you up. If we wanted to be boxers, we would have gone to the boxing ring. If we wanted to be boxers, we would have gone to the boxing ring.
Alma Pokua Adadi Prempe, wife of Dr. Matthew Poku Prempe, has also intensified her engagement with constituents in Accra. On Saturday, she engaged hawkers in Accra, where she expressed her support for their activities.
If it's on why and possible, sir, make me a beshiamo. Mudamakuma super. If it's a me buy, Miss Mamba, Mom will be me bama or more or muhiamwa. It's a where I make my target. And I made the beer makes me. I assure, sir, near Moyano, Mube succeeding. Wow, tons you. Go to plantain crepes. Poor, me winning me, no someone Yamujinaha. And so my baby Jinaha, because my pet major quite swank a motor dear. But Maba, Mubabet, me person motia says, and Yamuya Ninano, ye winning Moya dear.
Now, the Second Lady of the Republic, Hajia Samira Bawumia, has announced that the current government has cleared all debts owed to service providers under the National Health Insurance Scheme NHIS. She made this revelation during her working visit to Savlugu in the northern region. Our correspondent in the north is Shawana Yusuf.
Hajia Samira Bawumia, wife of the new Patriotic Party's presidential candidate, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, emphasized the Nana Addo Bawumia administration's commitment to enhancing healthcare delivery nationwide. She proudly announced that the government has settled the 1.8 billion cedis debt inherited from the previous administration in 2017, ensuring that no NHIS service provider is currently owed.
This health insurance office is part of government's commitment to providing quality health care to everybody in this country. It is underscored by what the CEO of the NHIS said. As a government in 2017, we met a 1.8 billion CD debt that the NDC left us when they were leaving office. The good news, as he said, is that not only have we paid off that debt, today we do not owe any service provider in the country.
While commissioning the first district NHIS office in Savlugu, Hajia Samira noted that Ghanaians now enjoy improved access to quality health care under the NHIS with a renewed focus on enhancing health infrastructure. She highlighted the government's Agenda 111 project, which includes constructing the first psychiatric hospital in the northern region, describing it as an unprecedented initiative. She urged Ghanaians to vote for Dr. Bawumia and all NPP parliamentary candidates in the upcoming elections to experience further development in healthcare and other sectors.
We have never seen this level of investment in healthcare under this Fourth Republic. This government has done so much for the people of Ghana. And on December 7th, I know the good people of Savlugu will say thank you to the MPP by voting for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and Hajia Fataya Abdulaziz.
Dr. Da Costa Abuaje, CEO of the NHIA, announced that NHIS membership has seen significant growth, with expectations to reach 20.8 million members by the end of the year. He urged healthcare providers to refrain from charging NHIS beneficiaries for services already covered by the scheme.
The NHIS have actually added preventive healthcare, and we have launched what we call the annual health check. All Ghanaians on their month of birth are being given the opportunity to visit any health facility of their choice that has been credentialed by the NHIS to check their basic vitals, hypertension, diabetes, body mass index. This is very innovative. This has never happened in our 20-year history because we have always funded curative services. Preventive healthcare is now part of the benefit package. For this reason, it is for Ghanaians to enjoy this, and we are charging our service providers not to charge our clients because we are on cost and we have been paying up to date. So co-payment must end.
Ghanaians will in the coming months witness the addition of renal services onto the NHIS service package. This, according to the CEO of the NHIA, would ensure that patients access these services for free at various health services. This was made known during the Second Lady's visit to the Savulugu district in the northern region, which witnessed the commissioning of the NHIS district office in the area. For Channel 1 News, my name is Shawana Yusuf, reporting from Savulugu in the northern region.
And here in our studios in Tesano in Accra, my name is Umaru Sanda Amadu. You're watching Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 Television. Still ahead, we'll take you to Azizanya in the Adais district of the Greater Accra region, where issues having to do with sanitation are leading to cholera outbreak. More on that story and others when we come back. Please stay with us.
All be lie.
Thank you, boss. See you next week. No, where is my passport? Where is my passport? Hey, man, I want to rob.
What is that about?
Special.
Give me my passport. You made me pay for express for 24 hours, and yet it's not in.
You told me that you are telling me this. What's going on? Hello.
This man here has taken my money. That within 24 hours, he'll do my passport for me.
Oh, you can't apply to me. You told me last night. He's telling me this week. That's what they do. Yeah. Oh, madam. Please relax. I'll get for you in 24 hours. Hey, man. So you never change. You get passport for someone within 24 hours. Madam Obwa. See, the normal working hours is 9 to 5. Not 24 hours. I'm fat. You guys have made a very big mistake by trusting these people. Now, through digitalization, passport application has been made so easy. Now, you don't need to stress yourself and join any long queue for your passport. All you have to do is to log on to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs website and begin your application by buying a passport application voucher online. Simple and easy. And very soon, all you need to get your passport will be your Ghana card. What is it true? It is possible.
I didn't know this. I feel this.
Come on.
Look around. Home also need a makeover. Mine clearly does. So we went to Suhum and found the Como collection. It had everything we're looking for and more. Matching furniture for the entire home, designed with you in mind.
Where's Como collection? Dressing up is just the breeze. Always ready with a perfect accessory.
A magic dressing mirror. One look and you're ready to face the world. Or at least the kids.
A bed perfect for young men who want
a table that turns into a treasure chest.
And finally, a sofa with this grand TV unit for family time at home.
Head over to any Ashform store now and discover the new Como collection. Ashform, feel it, know it.
Bethel Revival Club presents Akbe Experience 2024 under the theme The Revival. Date Sunday 3rd November 2024. Venue Global Evangelical Church, Trinity Chapel, Kotobabi. Time 5 p.m. Gates opening at 4 p.m. Ministering our Bethel Revival Club, Pastor Edwin Dodson, Pastor Helen Yosin, Ike Nano, Dave the Music Box, Luigi McLean, Osborne, Rafia, Quindalin, and many more. Rate 50 Ghana Cedis single, 150 Ghana Cedis VIP. Tickets are available at Global Evangelical Church, Trinity Chapel, Kotobabi, Accra, Channel 1 TV, Tesano, City FM, Adabraka, www.bethelrevivalcrowd.com, USSD code *713*33*114#. Ticket hotline 0544-222-154. Sponsors GEC, Trinity Chapel, Volta Green Hill Properties, Stephen Zion Productions, Upswing Music, Jeanette Services, Rema Impressions, Kafkat Productions, HKD Studios, and Heaven Community Studio. This event is powered by Channel 1 TV and supported by City FM and Global Evangelical Church, Trinity Chapel, Kotobabi. wo won ba to ho de mo
na nya me ba na mo bo pa e chere na
nti sanya me fufu bi o ha obakoto wona so mo You're welcome back. Now, the National Democratic Congress NDC Vice Presidential candidate, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, has called for calm in Bawku following the latest tension in the area. Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman had to cancel a campaign in the Bawku area due to the latest unfortunate developments. She's in the Upper East region on a 2-day tour, which was supposed to have started from the Bawku Central constituency through to Pusiga, Timpani, and Garu constituencies. There's more in this report.
A parallel chief who was installed by the Nairi in February 2023 and was in exile due to an arrest warrant issued against him, finally returned to Bawku on Thursday after the warrant was quashed by a high court in Kumasi on 17 October 2024. This has sparked another tension with pockets of gunshots in Bawku, leading to the suspension of some political activities. Alhaji Saidu Abagri was purportedly installed as a Bawku Naba parallel to Naba Asigri Abugrago Azoka II, who has been on the throne for 40 years. An arrest warrant was issued for him, which restricted him from returning to Bawku. After a high court ruling that quashed the warrant, that Alhaji Saidu finally returned to Bawku. This sparked heavy gun battle on Friday night, prompting the traditional council to verbally ban political activities in the area. The vice presidential candidate for the National Democratic Congress (NDC), who was bailed to tour Bawku and its environs, cancelled the tour at the Bawku Naba Palace and called for calm among residents. She admonished residents against resorting to violence and encouraged the people to embrace peaceful methods to resolve their impasse.
I would humbly wish that we look beyond this and look at the future and try to cooperate to build unity even among ourselves and be able to look forward to a more peaceful future. The issue of peace is very important for all of us, no matter what. Because we want our society, we want our people, we want the children who are following us all to come into a more peaceful environment.
While at the Bawku Naba Palace, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman called on every Ghanaian to help the NDC reset the country from the distraction the NPP has caused it. She mentioned that a communal effort is needed towards that objective.
The candidates that we have, it is in our own interest that we all do whatever we need to do to ensure that they come into Parliament and to help all of us. It's going to become now work to reset our country by looking at all the sectors, whether it is law, education, health, roads, whatever. We all know that there's work to be done. And I have no doubts that you will stand with us. That you will stand with us going forward so that we restore our country to where it belongs. It's going to be hard work, but I know that nobody in this room and beyond is afraid of hard work.
The vice presidential candidate for the NDC and her entourage continued the journey back to Bolgatanga, where they interacted with students of the Bolgatanga Nursing Training College. Member of Parliament for Bawku Central Constituency, Mahama Yariga, addressed the students and indicated that the agenda behind the struggle by the NDC MPs to attain majority in Parliament was to quash the infamous e-levy, which is a drain on the pocket of the ordinary Ghanaian.
You know, last week we have been fighting the NPP in Parliament over numbers. Many people think that we are just fighting over numbers. But the fight is not just about numbers. The NDC has said that when we come into office, we will cancel the electronic levy tax.
Now, the MPP parliamentary candidate for Zebila, John Krugu, has questioned the decision of the Office of the Attorney General to withdraw an appeal seeking to reinstate an arrest warrant for a man claiming to be Bawku Naba. According to him, the Kusau traditional area has in the past year enjoyed relative peace due to a decisive step by the government to arrest anyone holding himself as Bawku Naba except for Bawku Naba Asigri Abugrago Azoka II. The arrest warrant is said to have been vacated by the Court of Appeal, prompting tensions in Bawku. In an interview with City News, John Krugu noted that the situation portends chaos as the state has discontinued its decision to appeal the Court of Appeal decision.
This is the government. There has not been any changes. This is the government that issued a statement to say that the enskinment is illegal. This is the government that directed that security agencies should arrest anybody who purport to carry himself out as a chief, other than the Zugunana who's on the scheme and celebrating 40 years. This is the government who has gone to court to take an arrest warrant on the head of the purported chief. Then I accepted when the news came out that, look, hey, hold on. Maybe we just took our eyes off the ball and the arrest warrant was
This is Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 Television. Let's do some health-related stories now. Now, residents of Azizanya in the Adan East district of the Greater Accra region have raised deep concerns about the lack of essential amenities, including access to potable water and toilet facilities. This follows the outbreak of the cholera disease in the Adan enclave, affecting 43 persons. There's more in this report.
The World Health Organization defines cholera as an acute diarrheal infection caused by ingesting food or water contaminated with the bacterium Vibrio cholerae. Despite efforts to combat this global threat since Ghana first recorded a case in the 1970s, the country continues to struggle with finding effective solutions due to inequities and a lack of social development. The Ghana Health Service recently confirmed 43 cases in the Adan enclave with 2 fatalities. The epicenters include Azizanya, Pote, Totope, and Anyakbo. A survivor of the disease, Joshua Agbeshi, recounted his ordeal to Channel 1 News.
when I went, it was for 2 days and I came back. So with that one, like when I came back, I was still having some kind of experience with it, like, but I think it's normal. Maybe if you go to the hospital and come back, it will be something.
What were the symptoms you were experiencing?
Yeah, you'll be like feeling dizzy, going to the toilet, and it feels like water. Yeah, and sometimes you'll be feeling like your stomach, just feeling something moving around your stomach.
Deputy Director of Disease Surveillance at the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Dennis Laye, attributed the situation to the poor hygienic conditions in the affected communities.
So there are the aspects of managing the cases which we as a service have taken upon ourselves, and we are doing it in line with our mandate. But there are things in the environment, there are things with water and sanitation that ought to be looked at, and that is what we are also working with other stakeholders to ensure these can be addressed.
Azizanya, a well-known fishing community in the Adan East District, has long faced unfavorable hygienic conditions.
This is an unregulated dumping site here in Azizanya, and that's because residents say they do not have a formal place designated for dumping their refuse. I mean, the stench here is inexplicable. At a point, I even had to tiptoe to get to this place because of the droplets of human excreta on the way. What is even more worrying is that this place is situated in the middle of a settlement. So if the camera could pan around me, you could see houses around. This is really indeed to give a pictorial representation of the worrying insanitary situation here in Azizanya.
Residents report that the situation worsens during rainy seasons.
No, because of the anga pipe color wa ponyo ka womne ka anga pipe ne wa dua le nyoni di domi ke no me na nga hio hu le jom na wo domi me ke puo
in a community of over 1,000 inhabitants, only 3 households have access to flowing water, with one source supplying the entire community.
So in instances where you do not have regular water flow from your taps, do you at any point rely on the water from the river?
Yeah, I only pathway because me ke nyu ebo. I only pathway like I use we hu. Ke you know pe se ke pipe bale I use for pipe. Se ke pipe bale pa nyu I use we.
These water storage receptacles are common in homes, but when necessary, residents rely on a nearby river, which is regularly used for bathing and other domestic activities.
To water and those things, I think it's the cause of the river, because most of the time we use the river water. I think sometimes it will be contaminated before we use any. So
use the river water for what exactly?
Mostly for bathing. Sometimes we bath at the riverside. Sometimes we fetch it to the house. Maybe mistakenly they can use it to wash the plate and all those food stuff. So I think it's the cause of it. Sure.
This stream, though a source of tilapia for fisherfolk, also serves as one of the many unregulated dumping sites in the community, raising concerns about food safety. However, fishmonger Eunice Madete believes their method of preserving the fish keeps them safe for the market.
Sometimes
Wasami ke nyu etampe nyu esekengem eswi 1 month ekomeka 1 week pe esekenta na papa je kwantebo.
Open defecation is prevalent due to the lack of toilet facilities, and our visit to the seaside was a reality check.
So this is the Wonya Sea here in Azizanya, a natural scenery that could indeed serve its purpose while providing source of livelihood for residents. But this sea has become an Achilles heel for residents due to their own activities. They say for time immemorial, they have been compelled to ease themselves over here.
The shores have become the only place of convenience for residents, as captured by our lenses at the time of our visit.
Oh, I be toileting, ma'am. Wanyale waya toileting. Get what? I be toilet go, ma'am.
For public toilet, be jaga was one new son just ma'am. Look at your toilet or new, no my no, the toilet lebe ma'am.
There is an interesting twist to it. A demarcation here at the shore where residents have resulted in easing themselves. To my left, I'm told it's reserved for men,
and to my right for female. So I'm told that on a normal day you would come here to see persons in what you could possibly describe as a parade of them easing themselves here at the Wenya Sea side.
The attempt to provide a toilet facility in the community has been met with multiple challenges.
This is part of the 12 cubicle toilet facility expected to respond to the sanitary needs of the people here in the Azizanya community. But the project has stalled for the past 12 years. It's essentially become a white elephant because of the wet nature of the community. The manhole, we are told, is filled with water because the land is really waterlogged.
The situation is no different at Totope, a neighboring town of Azizanya, where residents depend largely on these springs for their domestic activities, including cooking without purification.
There are peculiar challenges we have identified in this area, and one of them has to do with the low water table, and it's known to the assembly and others, and so that presents challenges, particularly with open defecation, because if our understanding is that if you even dig a very shallow well, it will get filled immediately with water. So for them, providing toilet facilities will not be as simple as there will be in other places, and it is the reason why, if we're not careful, this can also spread out or get out of hand. So it's important that we look at these situations and address them well.
Christian Ajujodi, one of the fortunate individuals who recovered from cholera, explained that the situation has led to frequent communal labor by residents.
Friday ama che komna leba ngema kolobe mine a cho komna leba ihe kama mbi mo fu ake fono kama hionge mamia wo kola fuala adio ni ke ya wo manyala pio komna leba nge wo manya kole jiyem ke bua mi ke ha wo kan komna leba na a che ke ha wo e po wa he piele abo ke adrama mi hu e ha we ne yo ne pale se mami ke ha wo pio wa hia pio ngawa mami ko pio wa be toilet ko ngeko wa be he ko kom ne wa gba nge peji wonya le sa kan wa hia wa loko wa be hio na ne wa ma hio no ma gbo nge mam pio jan wa pe fali ke wonya ne wa ya ne wa gba wen sa kan wa na toilet nge wa mam loko ji wa keke hio no ma gbo nge mam ke ha wo.
Cholera spares no one, not even 4-year-old Derek, not his real name, who was affected. As part of measures to contain the spread, the Ghana Health Service and the Ada East and West District Assemblies have initiated measures to enforce safety directives at public gatherings through a joint task force.
During COVID, we put in some of these measures. So, for example, instead of people sitting to have the buffet style eating, the recommendation was to pack. Now we have, the recommendation is that, as much as possible, let's not even distribute food there, but even if food is going to be shared there, it should be such that people take it away. But the emphasis is more on the hand washing, and so the district assembly provides facilities for hand washing at these funerals. So at this meeting, for example, it's been agreed, so together with the police, the environmental health department of the assembly and the Ghana Health Service, they have task teams that will be going to the 3 major towns as they go through the weekend of funeral festivities to ensure that these hand washing facilities are available and people are using them so that we can reduce the risk of spread.
Dr. Lai also called on relevant stakeholders to urgently address the sanitary crisis in Ada to curb the spread of the deadly disease.
I want to also take advantage to ask for support, particularly from our international partners, to address the issues around access to water and sanitation facilities so that we can be able to deal with this outbreak.
They say cleanliness is next to godliness, but residents in parts of Ada do not only need this as a path to heaven, but a means to survive on earth. The recent cholera outbreak has prompted the need to urgently address the insanitary condition in this enclave. For Channel 1 News, my name is Fauzu Masaudu.
You're watching the Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 Television. We take a break. Now, when we come back, we'll turn to the campaign trail where it appears there may be, well, a skirt and blouse situation in Suhum. More on that when we come back. Please stay.
Iti sanya mefufu bi wa ha obakoto wana sa mutro.
Get ready.
Every objection against you is hereby dismissed.
For Impact 2024 with the Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams, Reverend Dr. Eastwood Anaba, Apostle Joshua Selman, Apostle Isi Igeneba, Bishop Dr. Bernard Ojiri Asari, and Reverend Dr. David Entry, November 24th to December 1st, 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. daily at Action Chapel International, Prayer Cathedral, Dominion Arena. For inquiries or pass information, call 059-230-0069.
We all have that one friend, always by your side for the big moments and ready to assist. He's always got his eyes on the prize and his heart in the right place. Where would we be without our BFFs? This season, enjoy all 380 Premier League games with your BFF GoTV. Upgrade or reconnect to GoTV Super Plus for the discounted price of just 265 cedis today. GoTV, love it.
Charlie, these MVP guys, then finish us.
Mo, why they lament like that?
Mauli, you know they Ghana. The MPP tell we say that they can't protect the public purse. The purse safe, then Tifa, how to protect the purse. Corruption, left, right, front, center. I not see some before.
This matter you won't talk for him. It turn one day one corruption scandal. PDS, Ejapa, Skytrain, COVID, stolen excavators. But then take do see the National Cathedral. If you go, we for collect all one money from them.
Boys, boil up. You guys for cool down. See, we go recover all our stolen funds when John Mahama comes to power.
In this Ghana, how you go do it?
Operation Recover All Loot. Oral for short. John Mahama go investigate all cases of corruption, then prosecute all those found culpable, then retrieve all one stolen assets and funds. They take develop this country.
Sharp! Those way they run the public purse, where they steal one land, they destroy one water bodies on top. Where they walk about, they tell we say make we vote for them, no. We for jail them all. Or they come like a kite.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
You're welcome back. Now, as the general election approaches in just a few weeks, all political parties are intensifying their preparations for the upcoming battle, particularly in the eastern region. The Suhum constituency is shaping up to be a key battleground place. Channel 1 News' correspondent in the eastern region, Neoniamate Kanako, visited the constituency and reports that there may be significant skirt and blouse voting in this year's election.
So, this is the Suhum constituency here in the eastern region. Now, this constituency promises to be one of the keenly contested ones and promises to be a very interesting one ahead of the December elections, being that the current MP who went to Parliament on the ticket of the New Patriotic Party MPP is currently standing as an independent candidate, which means that it's going to be really keenly contested as he comes up against the NDC and then the NPP's current parliamentary candidates and then one independent candidate as well. We are going to engage the residents to find out what they make of this and also share some thoughts ahead of the December elections.
According to the 2021 Population and Housing Census,
The Suhum constituency has a population of over 126,000, comprised of over 61,000 males and over 65,000 females. Out of this, over 73,000 are eligible voters registered to participate in the December 7th elections. Suhum, the main town, is surrounded by several small communities including Nankese, Akrabo, Amanhia, Akote, Omenako, and other farming areas. The constituency is diverse, home to various ethnic groups including Achems, Akuapems, Ga-Dangwe, Awes, and people from the northern Ghana such as Dagombes, Mamprusi, Frafres, Dagatis, and Hausas, all coexisting peacefully. Since 1996, the Suhum constituency has been a fierce contest between the two major political parties, the NPP and the NDC, except for the period between 1992 and 96, when the NDC held the seat due to a boycott by the NPP. However, this year, the dynamics may shift as the NPP, which has maintained dominance since 1996, faces significant challenges. Frank Esiedu, popularly known as Protozua, is vying for the NPP candidacy against Prince Ado of the NDC, along with independent candidates Emmanuel Dedebiafe and the incumbent MP, Kwejo Asante, also known as Wafu. I spoke with some residents about their thoughts leading up to this year's elections.
Me, actually, normally we don't follow politics in that way. What we need in Suhum is development. When you are talking about development, when you develop a particular place, it helps the electorate to vote for you.
Obi besi ameshe masitrim na mato abano amadia makumadano so.
Oh, I feel we bad no kwari nyankopo enim ni. Wan say no kwari dey Bawku. Free education tina yeto abanama MPP. Yes, same no kwari nyankopo enim ni. Cause ye be skirt and browse. Yekono boafo na yakono NDC san yekono.
Data from Channel 1 TV Research Unit show in the 2000 general elections, NPP's Ransford Ajapon secured 45.90% of the votes, while the NDC's Julius Debra garnered 41.20%. In 2004, the NPP's Frederick Opari Ansah won with 55.50% against the NDC's Julius Debra. The NPP continued its winning streak in 2008, 2012, and 2016, with Opari Ansah consistently defeating the NDC candidates. In the 2020 elections, Kwejo Asante Boafo won decisively with 63% of the votes against the NDC's Amanda Ochrekotia, who received 36%. The NDC is entering this election with Prince Ado as their parliamentary candidate. Randy Atakra, the NDC Director of Elections, noted that a majority of their female base is firmly supporting them due to the policies outlined by their flag bearer.
We have a lot of women in this constituency who are trading. And when it comes to financial side, they have problem with it. So this 24-hour economy, this women's policy and the women bank is going to help us a lot. And it's open for only women. So anyone who will go there for loan, there is no guarantor problem or anything that you are going to face. So as for me, I would prefer the vote for Prince because he has a lot for the constituency.
Our messages have really gone down well with the electorates. They are buying into our message and they are giving us the assurance that come 2024, December 7th, they will vote massively for His Excellency JDM and then Honorable Prince Kwejo Ado Tebri.
The incumbent MP, Kwejo Asante, who lost the party's primaries, is contesting as an independent candidate, supported by constituents who believe in his leadership.
Go for one no ankasa ko independent o. Kuromafo na say omo de no ko independent. Nti boafo magina mom ko juma pa wa ye no nti ometo na juma pa no so.
Ye na ye so mbra, ono ye na adwe ye na ye so mbra. Nti so oba ma yen.
yen Suhum puntu Suhum kechi won puntu mu bof ko just antina ma yen ko tas ono ma yen hospitals ono yen some market cry the light ebobo ho.
Samuel Bagosh, who previously served as the NPP Communications Director, was suspended for supporting the independent MP and now speaks on.
What is the Election Bureau? Stay tuned in for more comprehensive stories in relation to election 2024. Do use the hashtag GhanaPost2024 to follow all news-related or election-related stories. My name is Umaru Sanda Amadu. Thank you for watching us.